Okay. Loving this. So, the wolf is very much about, well, instinct, but also how your instinct holds hands with your intuition, right? So when we are connected to our instincts, that means that our intuition is working for us, but it's coming from a primal place, a place that we have inherited, from our ancestors, from grounding into the earth, from connecting in with that core of us that is instinctual, primal, right? So the wolf coming up here is so beautiful. There's also an aspect of this because it is earth energy where it's a call for grounding, right? And then we also have this aspect with the wolf as well of, wolves represent sort of the energy that you create as a group as opposed to by yourself as well. So I feel like that's coming through for you guys. And then also, this equates to the Hierophant in the Tarot, which speaks of everything being exactly as it's meant to be, which is really beautiful as well. We also had the Wolf Moon with us in January, which was a few days ago as I am filming this, which coincided with the Cancer full moon as well. So this could be also a special nod to that. You may want to give some thought to any ideas or emotional responses that you had around the time of that full wolf moon. Let's see what's going on, Aries. Let's see what's going on with y'all. Ace of Wands. I can't, but I will. I'm so here for it. So I saw this in your meditation through the form of a snake. And basically, this is about inspiration. So firefly energy, I want to talk about it. So firefly energy is brilliant, but it is fleeting. So it talks about inspiration, but the kind of inspiration that if you don't take action around, it can be gone, right? So it's really about timing and following through any sparks of inspiration that come to you. I really love that it's like this light in the nighttime sky as well. I do feel like some of this inspiration and some of this focus could really either come through, because I'm really getting called back to the intuition through meditation, quiet time, or even dream time, then following through on whatever sources of inspiration come to you around that. Again, I'm telling you, it's inspiration holding hands with your intuition this month. It's going to yield some really big things. It's also Mercury in retrograde, Venus in retrograde. So the energy is different, right? So it's just about how can you work with that, right? Within your highest and best means. So I really love seeing that. A nice affirmation around your, brilliant around your meditation. So beautiful Hermit energy here. So this is beautiful Virgo energy. The Hermit is all about inner wisdom, inner guidance, seeking your own highest and best counsel, right? Virgo energy is very much about an attention to the detail of things, right? Getting your facts and figures correct. So it's interesting that this is coming up right after I mentioned Mercury in retrograde, which is sort of the antithesis of Virgo energy, honestly, because things get a bit complicated, they get delayed, askew. Of course, we always have facility around that. We can choose to respond as opposed to react to some of those things when and as they pop up. But this is also the Hermit assumes the Hermit position, right? And goes inside to seek their own highest and best counsel. But keep in mind that traditionally the Hermit is showed as holding a lantern, and the star is what's in that lantern. The star from the Aquarius key is what the Hermit is holding up to light his way. Star energy is very much about intuition and the light, right? Clarity, inspiration, intuition. So all of these things are holding hands within your reading. Also, this is a lantern, right? This is pretty much what the Hermit holds traditionally. So that's really brilliant here. I feel like you're going to have a direct line to some real brilliant, some really ingenious ideas or solutions, creative solutions, right? To maybe problems or challenges that have been around for a minute. But this feels like a very active, very inspired energy for February. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, and here we are. Brilliant. So we have the Page of Cups here. So this is really beautiful because this talks about, really interesting in this particular context. Page of Cups it's about how we feel, right? It's about that beginner's approach to something, right? It's also about where our focus is in this particular key. Because if we are focused on this cup that's spilled, then we're going to miss this beautiful seal, right? So imagine a child, because this is a child energy with the page. Imagine a child is walking along, the ocean front here and is looking at this cup and then, oh, just happens to notice this seal here, right? Which an adult, kind of the energy around this is that a child can pick up on things because they're in the present moment that otherwise as an adult they might miss. So that's really interesting as well. Also, water representing your intuition and your emotions. You know, I do feel like with this swelling of the waves here, and I saw Poseidon come up in that beginning meditation as well. And then we have the Hermit, which is about wisdom. And then Athena is the goddess of wisdom. Hello. I feel like you are being led and informed around a really beautiful opportunity that involves something new. It could be like a creative project or a person, a relationship, a venture that you're considering, an offer, a proposal, but it's something that activates your emotional center that feels new or a restart of something, and you're being asked in order to receive it and have full access to it, to really sit into the given moment that you're in and derive all of your inspiration and steps forward from that given moment. Because it feels like you might miss something if you're too focused on the past or too focused on what's too far ahead. There's magic in the present moment that you're in. I'm seeing Sir Isaac Newton when he sat under the apple tree and the apple fell, and he, discovered and gave words to and definition to gravity. And that's what this feels like. It's being in the right place at the right time as well, which is interesting. Let's get a clarifier for this beautiful Ace of Wands here. Oh, Eight of Pentacles. Hello. So you got a fiery candle here. You got the Raven, which is about intelligence, right? So Eight of Pentacles is about hard work and talent meeting up with divine timing. Hard work and talent meeting up with divine timing. This is really, really brilliant, especially because it's clarifying the Ace of Wands, which is about big inspiration, creative life force, and passion. We got two sources of fire here. I feel like you were on to something is what I want to say. I feel like you were on to something. You've got the right idea. You are going in the right direction. You are really, really on to something. It feels very exciting. I feel like for some of you guys, this has to do with a point of personal development or something you're doing around your personal work here in terms of, bettering yourself or aligning your emotions or having some sort of soul growth. And I feel like you are on the right path with that. I keep hearing it. You're on the right path. You have the right idea. But whatever this is for you, I'm just hearing keep going. Like it really feels like you're onto something rather significant. And again, inspiration plus intuition. That's your key. To clarify the Hermit, we have the Queen of Pentacles. She is so brilliant. So let's talk about her. So she is my second favorite queen. My first queen is your queen. Actually, my first favorite is the Queen of Wands, but she's my second favorite queen. And she teaches us that the more we're grateful for what we already have, the more we manifest to be grateful for. So this, similar to the Page of Cups, talks about points of focus, right? Where is our focus? We derive our energy and our inspiration and our best choices from the given moment that we're in. That's where we get our charge from. And then we have the Earth Queen here when you got the wolf as an earth animal as well, with the Virgo energy, which is another earth sign, earth energy. You're really, really, really being called to ground into the given moment that you're in. But I'm also finding that there is like major manifestation around whatever this idea, activity, effort, practice that you are doing for this month, or that you're getting the beginnings of ideas for. I mean, there's real fire in this. There's real potential in this. It's really beautiful. The Queen of Pentacles is so abundant, not because she has a bunch of gold or anything, although she does, but not because she has the gold. It's because whenever she looks, wherever she looks, she sees gold, right? And that's a figure of speech to say like, wow, she looks around and regardless of what's going on, she sees something that she can give thanks for, right? Oh, look, my dog's healthy. Oh, look, the flowers are in bloom. Whatever that may be. Oh, look, I can sit up straight in this, hardback chair, whatever it is, right? So there's something about an abundance mindset that's going hand in hand with this Hermit energy as well. Maybe that's part of what assuming the Hermit position will do for you and help align you to a more abundance mindset and to create and go forth from there. Because there's a lot of magic in that, right? When you really embody an energy of gratitude, well, you can manifest from there. It's another level. It is another level. It's not always easy to do. So sometimes we have to practice it. I'm not even kidding with that. Practicing gratitude. It's very human to focus on what isn't working, to let our fears affect us, and to focus on what isn't going well. If things are going well, then it doesn't really need our time or attention, right? That's handling itself. So I'm going to focus on what isn't going well or what needs my time and attention. But actually we have that a little bit reversed, just like Mercury in retrograde reversed, where if we practice gratitude every day, we get in that mindset every day. What am I grateful for when I wake up, before I go to bed? Doing that, I'm telling you, it will, I want to say bleed into, but I can't think of like a better word. Like it will affect the rest of your experience in your day to day. Your, such a cliche, please forgive me for it. Your attitude of gratitude or your perspective of gratitude is going to positively affect how you see the world, how you perceive what comes to you, how you perceive what happens, especially during Mercury in retrograde, and really help you be an attraction manifesting magnet, which is really, really, well, that's the ideal, isn't it? Right? Let's get a clarifier for this Page of Cups here. Ah, brilliant. This has come out so, this has come out so much today. So we got 2 for 1. So to clarify the Page of Cups, we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. So Page of Swords is fascinating because it's about information. It's about awareness. It's about self-observation, but it's also about messages, offers, opportunities, and communication. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is about taking your time, more earth energy here, hello, taking your time getting to where you're going, but knowing that once you end up there, you're going to be there a good long while. So whatever efforts you put into something are going to pay off in the long term. So you're deriving energy and inspiration from the given moment that you're in, using your powers of observation to really see what's there in the given moment, right? Clarified by Page of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, which I feel like is informing you around there is so much to be gleaned during this time for you. So much inspiration, so much point of focus, so much good, help, really, around where you're going and what your true potential is. And that's really brilliant. You know what's interesting is I'm really drawn to this stag in the background of this Knight of Pentacles. And let me talk about this because I feel like this is really, it's coming up for you. So stag is Diana energy, but stag is a beautiful blending together of masculine and feminine energy, which is taking me back to your original meditation of that Ace of Wands, which is very masculine energy, with the intuition, which is feminine, because that's about receiving, right? The stag is very much about that blend of feminine and masculine coming together. And I feel like that's kind of a key for you for this month as well, is how to balance your ability to receive and your ability to give as well. But back to this Knight of Pentacles, it really feels like you are, whatever this new venture is, idea, plan, aspiration, relationship, it's really setting you up for the long term. And I feel like you're aware of that. I feel like you are aware of that. I would even say instinctually. And when you're able to marry together your point of inspiration and passion, like the Ace of Wands, with your intuitive guidance and force and perspective, you're able to make choices from a place of alignment, vibrational alignment, which means that you can make choices from a place of confidence, which leads to, more manifestation, more abundance, and more to be grateful for, right? This is really brilliant. A lot of earth energy here. Fire, water, a little bit of sword here for the Page of Swords. It's really beautiful. The fact that he's wearing this eagle around his neck as well is very much about seeing the, big picture, right? About seeing the big picture, but it's also about understanding that within your own power of observation, within your own, instinctive knowing, you have the ability to find clarity around what is in your highest and best good and the steps that you are inspired to take to get there, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and get an oracle for you guys. see what's going on here. Oracle from Aries. It really feels like I'm seeing an inbox line up with like messages or questions, or I really feel like you're really, really on to something. It's interesting. I'm hearing like proposition or proposal. Okay, let's get Oracle here. Ooh, that took no time at all. Oh, wow. So remember how I saw Poseidon in your meditation? Then we have like the River Queen looking like a fantastic rivery mermaid. So the River Queen, this says flow, letting go, natural movement. Flow, letting go, natural movement. It's really interesting because we're talking about with this Page of Cups and other aspects here and the instinct with the wolf, flow, letting go, natural movement. You know, this is very much about understanding that you are always in a position of power to manifest that which you desire. You are. You're always in that position. You always have that ability and that power to do that. The dance is, right, like I saw in the meditation, bringing together that inspiration and desire along with your intuition, which informs you about the timing around things and not about why you haven't received what you want, but what in you, in your energetic field or in your actions or thoughts or whatever it is that's keeping you from being a vibrational match to what that is. And I feel like that's what this is coming up to say here. It's about being clear on what you desire and then understanding that it's all going to happen within divine timing, right? And back to the Knight of Pentacles, when it does happen, when you do manifest it, when you do find that clarity around it, it's going to be something that benefits you and is around for the long term. So I feel like there's an aspect of this that is placing you, it's kind of, I see you guys getting picked up and placed down. It's placing you on this path that is going to be around for a good long while. And it's just about exercising some patience and some discernment and some self-observation on the way there. I'm also hearing with this to be open to some twists and turns and happy surprises as well, right? Because you may end up somewhere that is very different than where you thought you might be. But the truth is, can you look up and see this beautiful seal that is the surprise and present here, right? It's really this aspect of going, okay, well, if you really want this, if you really have this desire, right? Can you let go and allow the universe, your guides, your higher self, whatever have you, to lift you up and place you and guide you towards, you know, your highest and best placement and good? Or is your ego or your will or your idea around things going to supersede what is in your highest and best good, right? So it's about doing that dance with what you desire versus what is in your highest and best good. And if you can, you know, kind of mirror or lock hands with what you want, plus your intuition, which tells you from a feeling place what from a soul perspective is really the best for you, that's it. That's the key. That's the flow, right? Really beautiful. You know, 36, also 3 + 6 is 9, which speaks of, you know, endings and closure before we get to the 10, which is the complete ending of the cycle. So I do feel like you're close to getting to where you're going. It's just about having some patience and perseverance and understanding that you are definitely on to something and trusting that feeling as you move forward, being open to the inspiration and open into the intuitive guidance that wants to work along with it.